So we are moving into Aquarius season, okay? Aquarius season started yesterday on the 19th of January, and it is going to go through the 18th of February. During this cycle, we're going to be motivated by our hunger and curiosity for more knowledge, for deeper and more enhancing experiences, and our authenticity, okay? You're going to want to come into your most authentic, most real, most vulnerable self under this influence. We are becoming aware of things that are outdated in our lives. We are striving to find a new perspective, find a new way to do things where it's necessary. The level of structure, distinction, and labeling that was called for under the sign of Capricorn is now fading away, and it seems too rigid for us. We want to move outside of that and be a little bit more free and individualistic in the way that we move. And so make sure that you invite yourself to do that. We are striving to free ourselves from certain restrictions, inhibitions, and limitations that we used to cling to out of the feeling of safety, but now those things are becoming more constraining than anything. And so that's pretty much, generally speaking, the gist of it. I am going to do readings for Aquarius season. I'm going to do them by modality. So I'm going to do fixed signs, mutable signs, and cardinal signs. But before I do that, I'm going to run through all of the signs and let you guys know what house it is crossing for you. Okay? So for Aries, it is crossing your 11th house. This is bringing pressure in your social circles and your career. You are definitely ready to take action and kind of burn things down where needed in order to create space for new beginnings and new opportunity to flow through. I would encourage Aries to do root and solar plexus chakra work as we move through the season, okay? For Taurus, it is crossing your 10th house. You guys are going to have a lot of big decisions to make regarding your reputation and your career, as well as karmic growth. There's going to be a lot of shedding of old ways for Taurus people and reestablishing your leadership role. I would encourage that you Taurus people do some work with your solar plexus chakra so that you can enhance your confidence, and do some work with your sacral chakra so that you can get out of your own way. Taurus can be very rigid sometimes and stubborn, and they can be very hesitant to change. Aquarius is going to come in and shake shit up and demand change. And not only that, Uranus is in Taurus, and Uranus has come out of retrograde. And so it's like, okay, it's time for you to shake some shit up and rebel, especially as it relates to your career. Maybe some of you Taurus people want to start your own business. Maybe you want to go to a new job. You know, maybe you want to move to a new area that allows you to pursue your skill set a little bit better. Either way, this is now the time to kind of tap into that energy. Gemini is going to be crossing your 9th house. With that being said, your thirst for knowledge, deeper meaning, and profound experiences is going to be at an all-time high. You might find that new hobbies and passions are emerging for you. You definitely are going to have smoother communications and contact with your interpersonal relationships. I would encourage crown and throat chakra work for Geminis, because you need to keep your head open and clear as you bring in new information and knowledge. And you need to be able to say what the hell you need to say to get through these communications that you're going to be getting through as we move through Aquarius season, okay? Cancers is going to be crossing your 8th house. 8th house has to do with intimacy. I would encourage you guys as Cancers to focus on intimacy and shadow work as we move through Aquarius season. You want to work on reevaluating your personal security, especially within your one-on-one relationships. Also, some of you are going to be cutting off toxic relationships that have been lingering since December. The first signs of toxicity started showing. It's only gotten worse, or else you've created more distance, and if it haven't gotten worse. And now it's just going to be the time to go ahead and nip that shit in the bud. You guys as Cancers are definitely exploring the darkest aspects of your emotions. So I would encourage that you do some heart and sacral chakra work as we move through Aquarius season. Leos, it is crossing your 7th house. You guys need to get very serious about recognizing any strains in your old relationships, any obligations, related to your work that stifles your creativity. You need to find a strong balance in your work life, in your love life, in your career, in your family. That's going to be hugely highlighted for Leos as we move through Aquarius season. The world is really calling for your talents and your light, so now is the time to buckle down and show it. I would encourage you, Leos, to work on your heart chakra and your solar plexus in order to get through this energy. Virgos, it is crossing your 6th house. You need to focus on self-care and regeneration as we move through Aquarius season, Virgo. It's a very independent energy. You guys are definitely going to be in hermit mode. You're going to be restructuring, reorganizing, reestablishing your routines. That whole cloudiness that you had while Venus and Mercury were under retrograde, once we get out of this Venus retrograde and we move deeper into the Mercury retrograde, it's going to bring a little bit more clarity in order to help you be able to move further ahead. Now is definitely a time to allow yourself to be recentered and decide if the people, jobs, environments that you find yourself in are truly fulfilling for you. I would recommend doing some solar plexus and sacral chakra work for Virgos, okay? Libra, this energy is crossing your 5th house. With that being said, I would invite you all to do some heart and sacral chakra work this season. You want to invite a little bit of fun back into your life. With these transits crossing your 5th house and Jupiter also being in Pisces, occupying your 6th house, now is the time to get in touch with things that bring you joy, okay? You want to be carefree, you want to be imaginative, you want to be visionary under this influence. Not only that, but a lot of energy of like new relationships, new sexual experiences, new movements. Like if you've been thinking about moving to a new city or a new area of your city, those things are also highlighted under this influence for Libras. It really is important to seek out situations that ignite your passion and your imagination, okay? So that is for Libra. Scorpio, this is crossing your 4th house. With that being said, I would encourage that you do some heart and root chakra work as we move through Aquarius season, Scorpio. This month, you guys are going to be doing some deep introspection as you evaluate your security and the concept that you've developed relating to your home and family. The South Node is moving into Scorpio on the 18th of January and will be there until 2023. So with that, you're going to have a lot of revelations around things that make you feel nurtured and safe, okay? She said, and my son's in Aquarius. So you just in a house full of Aquarius, huh? That was Scorpio. Sagittarius is going through your 3rd house. I would recommend that you guys do some throat chakra work. This is going to be all about strengthening your mindset, exploring your spiritual practice and ability, and speaking up for yourself. Since May of 2020, the South Node has been in Sagittarius, which caused a lot of transformation with your self-worth and your identity. Since that cycle is ending and the South Node is moving into Scorpio on the 18th of January, you're going to be feeling more empowered to share your ideas and your ingenuity. So again, I would recommend that you guys do some throat chakra and some 3rd eye chakra work as we move through Aquarius season. Capricorn, this is focusing on your 2nd house, so it's going to be securities and values. You're definitely going to be going through some reconstruction of yourself. You are going to be in the limelight whether you like it or not. You're going to be under the magnifying glass for Aquarius season, Capricorn, because you've been building up to this, okay? So don't run away from it. Between Venus being retrograde in Capricorn and that ending at the end of the month, I think on the 29th, the financial blockages that you've been experiencing are definitely going to come to an end, and you'll start to notice that your avenue for money opens back up. You're going to be in a position to definitely be a better leader, a better speaker, and a more informed expert in whatever area that you're working in, which is going to bring you additional income. I would encourage you guys to do some heart chakra and solar plexus chakra work, Capricorns, as we move through Aquarius season. Aquarians, this energy obviously is crossing your first house. You're going to be soul searching, rebranding yourself, putting yourself first this month. You have been moving, trying to get out of this whole rat race energy onto the next, onto the next, onto the next. And now that things are slowing down, Uranus has come out of retrograde, which your sign is ruled by Uranus. It's going to be a time where whatever areas that you've been feeling stagnant in, those things are going to kind of open up. I would recommend doing solar plexus and crown chakra work for Aquarius. She says, so heart and root chakra for Scorpio. Yes, heart and root chakra for Scorpio. For Pisces, this is the last one before I get into y'all's readings. Pisces is crossing your 12th house, you guys. With that being said, you're focusing on the completion of karmic cycles. If there's any hard conversations that you've been putting off, those things are going to come up to the surface so that you're forced to have those conversations, hash those things out, and gain the closure that you need. Most of these conversations are going to be better had post Mercury retrograde. And those conversations are going to be really tough, but ultimately they're going to make the way for new blessings to be able to come through. I would encourage that Pisces do crown and third eye chakra work as well as throat chakra work. So Pisces work on 3 instead of 2. As far as what house Aquarius is crossing for you and what chakra you guys need to work on, that is what I would recommend. Now, we're going to get into these tarot readings. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to do the readings by modality. So again, we're going to do fixed, mutable, and cardinal. Okay, so 3 separate readings. I'll let y'all know if your sign is included in which category, because some people don't know that much about astrology. What I will say is for fixed signs, that's Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. This is 1st house, 4th house, 7th house, and 10th house energy. So you guys as fixed signs are focusing on identity, relationships, home, and career. Okay? Identity, relationships, home, career, public authority. Okay? Mutables, you're crossing 3rd house, 6th house, 9th house, 12th house. You guys are focusing on communication, spirituality, physical health and public service, and karmic completion, revelation, and shedding. Okay? That's what the mutables are focusing on. And then cardinals, which includes Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, and Aries. You guys are working with the 2nd house, 5th house, 8th house, and 11th house. So you're working on income, personal self-worth and security, self-expression and sensuality, privacy, shadow work, friendships, organizations, and deep-seated wishes is what your focus is going to be, cardinals. Okay, so now let's get into it. We're going to start first with fixed signs because we are talking about Aquarius season, and Aquarius is a fixed energy. Okay, so let's get into it. What message do we have for fixed signs for Aquarius season, Spirit? What message do we have for fixed signs for Aquarius season? Baby, you went crying. Got you so excited. I don't know what happened to my music, y'all. Ooh, how I like it. Try, but I can't find it. Sexy real close. Okay. So, fixed signs. Fixed signs. That's Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. You guys are definitely going through a rebirth process this Aquarius season. You are coming into a new aspects of yourself, a new aspect of your security, especially emotionally speaking. If you've been feeling unfulfilled, the fulfillment that you seek is coming back around to greet you, okay? You might feel a little bit isolated and alone as you move through this season, but it is a hermit period, so it's time for you to focus on yourself, go within, and be isolated. I would encourage you to figure out what burdens you've been carrying and if that weight is yours or if you need to let go of some of that and release it to those who it belongs to. This is going to help you build a little bit more mental and emotional balance that will allow you to move back into a lighthearted, carefree spirit that's going to make way for new knowledge, abundance, and manifestations to flow through for you. Not only that, it's going to enhance your confidence and open your road. I feel like it might be some chatter going on in the background, like some people that you thought you was cool with talking shit about you. You're welcome, honey. I'm glad it was helpful for you. Some people that you thought you was cool with talking shit about you, or some coworkers going back to your boss and saying something like that is liable to come up as we move through Aquarius season. And I do think it's going to affect you. It's going to put you at a point of crossroads where you're like, do I really want to be friends with this person? Do I really want to stay at this job? Like, do I really trust these people? You're going to be kind of feeling like that. And I feel like it's going to be more towards the end of Aquarius season. So probably like the first week in February where you'll be feeling this energy. Let me see if there's anything else coming up. And I'm going to pull a postcard from Spirit for y'all to wrap this up. This is Aquarius season reading for fixed signs. That is Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. You guys are really going to be encouraged to get over your fears, reconnect and trust in your spirit guides, and allow any pain that has been popping up to the surface for you to be confronted, dealt with, and resolved. No more putting the band-aid on it, waiting till tomorrow, putting it to the back of your mind so it can manifest later. It's like, let's deal with this shit, close it up, and move forward accordingly. I would recommend that all fixed signs do some form of grounding and root chakra work. So whether you want to go outside and just plant your feet in the grass. I know it's cold, but go outside anyways. Take a walk in the sun. You know, you can do grounding meditations or meditations centered on the root chakra. I would just encourage that for all of you because it's about becoming more grounded within yourself, which allows you to become more grounded in your relationships and your financial projects, if you will. It says, dearest you, going the extra mile to achieve your dreams and putting in some overtime will reap big rewards. Now is the time for you to act, to stir up some energy and put those plans into action. There are many windows of opportunity that open but close quickly when you don't take the risk and go for it. Today, be confident that your hard work will pay off and you'll feel that satisfaction and fulfillment of reaching your desired outcome. It might turn out even better than you expected. Isn't that amazing? Remember, however much work you're willing to put in, we will match it tenfold on our end. Everyone over here is rooting for you to win the game of life. So just do it. Loving you so much. All right. So that is fixed signs. Let's go ahead and move on to mutables. Let's move on to mutables. Yeah. I'm where? Okay. Let's go on to mutable signs. That's Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. What message do I need to give these mutable signs for Aquarius season, spirit? All right, mutable signs. So it seems to me that you're going to be really focused on sharpening your intellect, sharpening your mind, acting out your wisdom as we move into the depths of Aquarius season. You guys are going to be planting a lot of new seeds when it comes to your materials and your finances, but they're just seeds. It's not necessarily things that you're committed to quite yet. In the interim of planting those seeds, you're going to be making some sacrifices, and I feel like these sacrifices have to do with your one-on-one relationships. You guys are going to be put into a position where it's time out for some shit. It's time for you to let go of some people, places, and things, and you can romanticize them all that you want to, but at the end of the day, it's a burden. It's a burden on you mentally, it's a burden on you spiritually, it's a burden on you physically, and you don't need it. It's keeping you up and keeping you frustrated at night. You're losing sleep and money. So you need to be willing to make that sacrifice before the sacrifice is made for you, because that is going to be what allows you to stay true to your star player and the inner Aquarius in you, which is going to allow you to thrive through Aquarius season, okay? The star card is indicative of Aquarian energy. She represents beauty, vulnerability, talent, skill, spiritual depth, and connection, okay? Also, we can talk about the numbers on the star card, okay? Before I get into that, let me just finish up these cards, because that's a whole nother conversation. So you guys are definitely going to be receiving some messages as it relates to the divine masculine and feminine balance, and the balance of your ego and shadow, the balance of your emotions and your intellect. You're going to be receiving a lot of messages about that balance, and it really all boils down to your heart space, okay? At the end of the day, if you feel at home and settled in your heart, if you feel connected and divine and abundant in your heart, it will flow out into all of the other aspects of your life. But if you allow that energy to be stagnant, to be stifled, in the name of complacency, comfort, in the name of martyrdom, really, because that's what it seems like, then you are going to be in for a rude awakening. So setting boundaries in your interpersonal relationships is going to be very important for mutable signs. And making sure that you make proper use of your financial resources is going to be very important. And staying out of your head and getting into your body is going to be very important. That's what I would say for mutables. I'm going to pull a postcard from Spirit for you guys. And then we'll do card mix, and then I'm going to end this. It says, even though life now seems to be moving full steam ahead, it's a time to rest. Allow ideas to flow through you and take root in your heart before they reach your mind. Honor this process by becoming empty to allow for inspiration and the magic of dreaming. You might feel lazy or unproductive, but we know better. Just as sleep is a way to recharge before renewal, so are you in a time for dreaming. In this powerful process of co-creation, your soul emerges with spirit in a profound way so you can receive your music directly from source and play your part in the symphony of life. You are being invited to bear witness to the great creation and tune in to what others can't hear. We have so many dreams to share with you in the sacred and the invisible. Don't worry, we will wake you when it's time to return with a new dream. No need to set an alarm clock. All right, so that is for mutables. Now, let's do cardinals, and that will wrap this up. What message do we have for cardinal signs for Aquarius season spirit? Let me make it hot now. Now I had a trifling mentor. All right, cardinal signs. This is going to be an abundant season for you. You guys are definitely coming into a season of receiving the rewards that you worked for the last couple of months. You're going to be able to take a mental rest. You need to be mindful not to block your emotional abundance by negating it. Show a lot of gratitude and make a lot of affirmative statements as it relates to your emotional fulfillment in your relationships, because the fulfillment and pleasure is there. The thing is, though, it may not come always from an external source. It may oftentimes come from within, and you have to be willing to sit on that and accept that. It's okay. The Wheel of Fortune has not been turning in your favor as of late, at least not in the way that you wanted to, most of you. Specifically Capricorns, Cancers, and Libras. Aries have been a little bit more fortunate, but the Wheel of Fortune is changing, and it's turning in your favor. It may seem like there is a mountain to climb for you to get there, but you are definitely on your way. You need to make some financial sacrifices. So some of you, maybe you need to stop spending so much money on eating out. Maybe you need to stop spending so much money on partying. Maybe you need to stop spending so much money on groceries every week because you go to the store every other day instead of making a meal plan for a week. You need to do a little bit better with your budgeting. That's going to help you. I think a lot of forward movement from the heart is going to happen for cardinal signs as we move through Aquarius season, which is going to open the way for new perception, new opportunity, and new beginnings. I think that you guys are going to learn a lot, and you're going to absorb a lot of that knowledge, and it is going to create a sense of closure and wisdom for you that you have been waiting for, okay? So that is what I'm seeing for cardinals, and again, that is Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, and Aries. I am going to pull a postcard from Spirit for the Cardinals, and then we're going to wrap this on up. Dearest you, do you ever wonder whether your ideas and inspiration might be coming through your soul rather than generated from your mind alone? We are here to tell you. We are always whispering in your ear about your highest good. We are conduits for Spirit, letting you know you are a living channel for this awesome co-creative energy. When you're feeling inspired, it means you've heard us. Inspiration means Spirit is breathing through you. Inspiration needs your human passion to keep it going so you can make a difference in the world. So keep moving on what inspires you. Let yourself be led into new experiences and know that this is why you are on earth. Your purpose is to discover your spirited nature and to bring forth through your efforts whatever is meant to be. Wondrous miracles have a way of showing up when you let inspiration propel you forward. You are so loved. All right. So that concludes our Aquarius season readings. I will catch you guys a little bit later where I'll be on again doing paid readings. Yeah.